From Puebla in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker.News Live!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker.News Live. My name is Carl from BFF Keyan. Keyan, how was your week?
Hi, my week was pretty good. Yeah, I'm trying to recall now, but I think I went on a boat.
Did you go yogaing or something?
Oh yeah, I've been going back to yoga for the last month or so.
You said that you saw a lot of hot women there or something like that.
I didn't say that, but Nick asked me how many women were there relative to men, and I told him.
Do any of them fart or no?
Do they what?
Do they fart?
No, I think just the women that you happen to date fart a lot. I think
because I feel like if you're just in there and then you hear a couple queefs, it'd be kind of weird.
It's really not how queefs work, but female anatomy is a mystery to a lot of men. And that's just what it is.
How was your yogaing?
It was good. It's just yin. It's like the sleepy time yoga. It's like relatively relaxing, mostly about stretching and a little bit of, some breathing too. But it's kind of like an hour-long meditation with some stretching in it. And so that's nice. Just getting myself warmed up for actually going back to yoga, doing the hard version of yoga. So that's about it. That and on a boat. I got a sunburn a little bit. And I really don't think much. I don't think I did crap else. So
yeah, it's been hot in Austin. It's been pretty hot.
Yeah. Is that what you did? You stayed indoors the whole last week?
No, I've been walking, bro. Been walking, putting in those steps.
Oh, is that where you're looking tan?
Looking super tan, man. Look at this. All tan.
It's not even that tan.
It's windy out there, too.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. But this is how I keep it real. Coop.
Oh, you're keeping it real now?
I've always kept it real.
All right.
Ask Topher. Keep it real 100, 110. Or what is that? 100? Well, that's a bad thing to say. I keep it 100, not 110.
You can keep it 110.
You
That's not very real.
You can't even say 110 anymore. You can't even use the word 110 in Bitcoin anymore. That sucks, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of other numbers, fortunately.
Man, hopefully no one ever ruins the number 21. I like the number 21.
Be hard to ruin it.
Don't ruin it. Don't make a BIP 21, please.
I think they're all taken.
Yeah.
BIP 21, I think, has to do with QR codes.
Oh, really? No wonder I love 21 so much.
You like QR codes?
QR codes are good. People hate on QR codes, but
they're not bad.
I think they really took off during COVID. That was like one of the good things that came out of COVID was the QR codes.
Where? When?
Everywhere. You saw them like in menus. You saw them.
Oh, right.
Like Lightning took off around that time too. COVID was really good for Bitcoin. Really good.
Well, maybe we should reach out to Fauci.
We definitely don't need another COVID. But if it happened, I wouldn't
good for Bitcoin?
I wouldn't be upset. It'd be good for Bitcoin.
Wait, you wouldn't be upset?
I wouldn't be upset because it's like, look what happened during COVID.
What if you get sick?
I dodge a bullet. Dude, my immune system right now, because I'm walking out in the sun, it's so good right now.
Okay.
So good.
Plus,
I eat a lot of tacos.
Are tacos good for immunity?
I think so. Undisciplined knows. Check it.
Should reach out to the immunologists out there and tell them that they need to put their patients on a diet of tacos.
For sure.
20-minute walks.
Why is this not it's expanded or oh, there it goes. Well, that was weird. Okay, there we're back. That's weird. I know there's some kind of weird thing going on here. Anyways, if you've never seen this crazy show before, it's called Stacker.News Live. We cover the top 3 stories of Stacker.News every single week. Here, check out the YouTube channel. It's just Stacker.News. Yeah. And Wumbo posts videos. There's some popular ones like our Peter Thiel one that still gets views for whatever reason. People love Peter Thiel. And our Flock videos. We'll talk about Flock today, actually. Stay tuned for that. And then, some other stuff. Wumbo does some clips. He's been putting together some of these clips here. Not getting a lot of views, but, Wumbo creates, And, a lot of really cool stuff. We're going to talk about the BIP 110 stuff. Keyan can't wait to dive into that. That's going to be very spicy. So if you're interested in any of those topics, Flock, 110 QR codes, hang around. All right, with that, we're going to jump into Keyan's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, you're going off the rails.
You're just going
to we got to shake it up every once in a while. The number 3 top story this week is CISA Fabian Gerard from Bitcoin Plus Plus Toronto Consensus Edition. This is from 0x Bitcoiner, August 10th. 2 comments, 16,000 cents. Keyan,
Yeah.
what's this?
So Bitcoin Plus Plus Toronto, I think, happened about a week ago, and for some reason Lisa doesn't allow embedding, but she probably has a good reason for that. I don't know exactly why, but yeah, one of the talks there was from Fabian Jar about cross-input signature aggregation. I think they had just put up 3 BIP drafts for all of the various kind of stages of cross-input signature aggregation, half ag, full ag, and I think something about, I forget what the last one is. I think possibly, yeah, I forget what the last one is. But cross-input signature aggregation is combining signatures across inputs into one signature so that you save on transaction fees and you get privacy improvements. And he shares in this video some pretty significant like potential savings of space. I think in the best case scenario, we're looking at 30% block savings. I think it's full support. That is for very large at transaction level. He shares savings, and the largest savings are on these large consolidation transactions that come out of exchanges.
Oh, wow. Really?
And so, yeah, the more inputs, the more savings you get, because you basically save 64 bytes for every input over one if you're doing full aggregation. And then I think he says there's about 50% for half aggregation, you get 50% space savings. Yeah, it was overall a good talk. Requires a soft fork.
Another one?
It requires a soft fork, but this would be I think one that would gain consensus pretty easily. It's competing for the V2 witness version with BIP 360, but they can easily change that. I think about other stuff in here that I found pretty cool. There are a lot of savings for basically just any kind of collaborative transaction that we have would benefit from CISA. Pay joins and coin joins are one of the bigger ones, and it might actually make those services more popular and more common to if you net or saving money by using them. Then he discusses some of the decisions that he made kind of early to not do block-wide aggregation because that would require a lot more work and kind of require another pool, and I think just very tricky socially to figure out how that should work too.
Yeah.
Not post quantum ready. It's another thing that I guess a lot of people discuss with regard to this proposal, that it would be kind of this proposal would be kind of defeated by quantum computers, and it's not compatible. It's incompatible with a lot of post quantum schemes that have been proposed, and so he's thinking about and discussing how to maybe make it post quantum, but I think it's probably far from obvious. But that's all I've got from that one. It looked like a lot of good talks have come out of this Toronto Bitcoin Plus Plus. So it was sounds like a great one.
Awesome. Yeah, we don't have any comments or anything. We can't play the video. So it's kind of,
what?
I said we can't play the video, so it kind of sucks. But check it out on YouTube. Go right here. Click.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As that ad
That's
suggests.
what it says. The number 2 top story this week is Wasabi wallet plans. Oh, I can't see that. This is from Lon Turvio, August 12th, Bitcoin territory, 18 comments, 26,000 sats. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, Crew continues the reign of Wasabi wallet on Stacker.News.
Yeah, I know. It feels like it's every week we get a Wasabi update.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good. But
yeah, he's zapping the crap out of Wasabi related stuff.
I mean, it's good. I mean, he's putting in the work.
Anyway, this is from Lon Tavero, who I guess has been, I think they might be leading development of Samurai Wallet, but they're just talking about some of like they're like foreshadowing some of the things that they have planned, in addition to sharing the current state. But I guess someone's working on a Wasabi mobile app, like a separate member there. They're also working on a library that can be integrated into other applications, so you can get coin joins and Wabi Sabi and other applications. They have multi-party transactions with hardware wallets, so you can do coin join straight from a hardware wallet. PayJoin V2, I guess Dan Gould's Mr. PayJoin has been, Dr. PayJoin would probably be a cooler way. Dr. PayJoin has been working on some PRs for that. Let's see.
It's just hardware wallet stuff.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't need to like put money into the Wasabi wallet to spend from your hardware. Like you don't have to spend from your hardware. There's like no intermediate stage. I think you can probably just spend directly and like sign transactions from your hardware wallet using whatever that is. I don't know. I haven't used it. What else? And they have like more like future stuff, like silent payments, improving the Wabi Sabi protocol itself. They think they can make it quite a bit better, like more robust and stuff.
Did they say anything about testing any of the making sure everything works? There's no like hidden vulnerabilities or anything like that.
Did they say anything about that?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's part of what they do. Like one of the things he mentions in here is that they do not use any external dependencies.
Oh, okay.
And so they aren't downloading npm packages or whatever language it's written in. They are coding them from scratch. So their Nostr relay, their Nostr client library is all written by them and reviewed by them. So that's usually a good security posture, assuming there isn't a really good, secure, hardened library out there. Yeah, overall, pretty sweet set of plans.
Cool. The top comment was from Crew. He said, I was originally hesitant when Wasabi added Slip 39 since I wasn't too familiar with it, but now I'm a huge fan and I want to create shares like that to back up my Nostr XPriv. Slip 39 is essentially a pure upgrade of BIP 39. You get more flexibility in case of a fire, tornado, robbery, inheritance without sacrificing security. Huh. So what's the difference between Slip 39 and BIP 39?
I don't know. I actually
it stands for silent payment. Is that basically what it stands for?
It might, but I'm not exactly sure. We could look it up.
Okay.
Slip 39.
CoinJoiner said, great write-up. Wasabi is the most cypherpunk Bitcoin project. Wow. Aeneas says, wait, how is Wasabi Wallet dead? Didn't it literally just get updated like do you mean dead in that wink, wink, nudge, nudge sense? And then Tamales came in and said, oh, effing lied or does not know what he's talking about. I said Wasabi Wallet was abandoned more than 2 years ago, and I decided to rescue it from death sentence. Wasabi wasn't abandoned for 2 years ago at all. And then Crew said, look at the commit graph. So there's just some debate about whether this is like the real Wasabi or not, I think. Is that what they're talking about? Or?
No. Yeah, you went right into the drama thread. But
is this a drama?
Yeah.
What is Tamales talking about?
He like disagrees. He's like kind of disagrees with some wording of a sentence about the state of Wasabi.
Oh, so they're just like deving it out, I guess.
No, they're just like disagreeing.
So they're just autisming out, maybe. No,
I was having a conversation.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they're going back and forth. Tamales and Crew. They should probably get a room. Can't make a room. Wasabi is not clearly dead. That's what Laturbo says. And then Blockchain Bit said, good. A lot of cool stuff. Check it out, guys. Wasabi Wallet. Boom. Look at that. Even on mobile now. That looks cool.
I don't think it's been released yet, the mobile app. These are all plans for the future.
Nice. Android and iOS. We're going to jump into the number 2 top story. Number 1 top story this week. It's my interview with Canuck, a foreign volunteer soldier from the Ukraine. This is from Peter Todd. 100,000 sats. That's a really good Really good payday, Peter. 37 comments from Peter Todd, August 10th. Keyan, what's going on with Peter's world this week?
Yeah, it looks like he's in Kiev, Kanyuk, which apparently means buzzard. Kanyuk is, it's like, I forget, he's from the UK. His British accent.
It was his leg.
Yeah, so his leg is why he's not currently in the war right now. So he volunteered. He's British, but he was hanging out, I guess, with a lot of Ukrainians, and
They roughed him up.
nope. He was hanging out with a lot of Ukrainians in the UK, and then joined the war effort, I think, in like 2024. Peter interviews him about his time in Ukraine and what eventually led to his leg wound. Apparently, they were carrying back someone who was hit by a drone.
Oh, now he got shot.
And one of the people that was carrying the stretcher with him stepped on a landmine, and so shrapnel kind of took a chunk out of his leg, and so he's awaiting a skin graft.
He looks in good spirits, though.
He's good. He also looks quite young for his age.
He even has the Virgin Mary on his arm. Did you see that?
I did see it.
Wow. So Peter says here at the bottom, he filmed this about a month ago. So there's that. I mean, he seems in good spirits for having gone through that, I would say. Have you ever taken a shrapnel in the leg, Keyan?
Oh, several times. Yeah, I'm in all kinds of wars all the time.
What's the most pain that you ever experienced as a man? Not emotional pain. That's gay stuff.
I have 2 screws in my left ankle.
Really?
I have a torn meniscus in my right knee. I've broken my left arm twice.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you, like, BMXing?
No,
in
just
California?
a lot of sports when I was a kid.
Really? 2 screws in your knee?
Left ankle.
Left ankle. Are they still there?
Yep, you can feel them.
Really? Is that why you wear the spacers?
Nope. Those are just to keep my toes healthy.
Very well. Interesting. Well, hopefully you never get shrapnel in the leg.
Yeah. He said when he was discussing it seemed like he didn't really, like, adrenaline kept it from kind of registering for a bit. And he said it's not, he does seem okay with that. It seems like he said, like, once he's healed up, after he gets a skin graft, he's going to go right back to as close to the front lines as he can.
Wow. Yeah.
He's also 58, and he looks great for 58.
He's 58? He
Yeah.
looks like he's like 42.
Yeah, he looks like maybe late 40s, but
Yeah.
he's doing great in terms of aging.
Well.
No former military experience, just
Fighting it out. Well, he looks like he has Jesus on his side. So there's that. Literally. That's all I got. Let's see what the comments say. Top comment this week is from 398JA. He said, great interview. My favorite line was 2014 or 2022. What does that mean? What does that mean? Do you know what that means there?
Yeah. When did he join the war effort?
Oh, okay.
Because most people consider the war as having started in 2014.
Then Anon came in and said, you and everybody else supporting the Zionist war of attrition are idiots. The only certainty of continuation is the death of all Ukraine's men, which is almost certainly objective. Steve Jeremy, Commodore Fleet A Arm, is absolutely right. And they shared the Tucker Carlson video. Let's see if his plays. Oh, it plays. Oh man, we just got flocked right now for playing Tucker. Keyan. Oh wow, look at this. What do you think about that? Anon post, Keyan?
I don't know. I kind of tune out when anyone says Zionist. It's just like a term that it seems people throw around a lot. It's kind of like fascist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a lot like that for me, where it's like people just, when they don't like something, they just
start name calling.
Yeah, pedo is like another version of that.
Pleb slop is another thing like that.
Nah, I don't really think so.
Yeah, I would say Zionist and pleb slop's the same thing.
Oh wow, okay. Well, that's on the record.
I'm like in a good mood today, so I'm making jokes, but they're not landing. We'll get there. Solomon Satoshi. He said, "Can you describe in your own words why you believe Ukraine is a Zionist war?" And then Adele Adali says probably some application of insurrection. What does that word mean, Keyan? How do you say that word?
Intersectionality.
What does that mean?
The intersection of several things.
Oh, there you go. Heard it here first. I agree with that. I wonder if Peter Todd would agree with that. If he thinks it's more like intersectionality, or how do you say that? Intersexuality? Intersection. How do you say that word? Intersectionality?
Intersectionality.
It almost sounds like intersexuality. That's what it kind of sounds like.
I think you're getting too much sun, buddy.
Probably, yeah.
It'll drain yourself.
Well, that's all the top stories this week. Tune in next week to find out where Peter Todd is again and who he's interviewing. We'll likely have another post about that. We're going to jump into Womble's picks. It's the most, whoa. It's in my ears. It just went, poof. It's the most popular segment. It's bigger than the Cowboy segment, to be honest. But before we jump into it, we're gonna talk about our Stacker.News live sponsor. That's right. It's Bitcoin Quest. Phil Need Creations has built a learning platform for Bitcoin Quest. And so this week I was like, you know what? I want to watch something Bitcoin related. And I was looking for it on the education stuff on this channel. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just type in TV, because I remember it was like a TV and it's called Time Chain TV. And then boom, you're there. You start watching any show that you want to watch in Bitcoin and it starts playing. Well, it should start playing. Why are no videos playing today? What is going on? Anyways, well, it should work. This is terrible. No videos are playing today, except for Tucker Carlson videos. Oh, man. This is bad. Anyways, if you've never seen Bitcoin Education Quest, maybe give the video section some time to reload. But outside of that, come start your quest today. Pick different things here. Choose your section that you want to know about Bitcoin, Learning Quest, Nachos Trails, whatever it is. There's a section here for you. If you want to learn about cryptography, there's a spot here too as well. Check out Bitcoin Education Quest. It is bitcoineducation.quest. QR codes right there. We want to thank them for sponsoring Stacker News Live. All right, we're going to jump into Womble's picks. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The wonderful world of Womble continues. This week, Womble is talking about throw away your keyboard. This is from Rory Sutherland from Scoresby. 5 comments, 1,651 cents. Keyan, what's Womble talking about this week?
Yeah, so Rory Southern writes about his hate, like kind of his hatred of the keyboard, and uses a few technological examples to explain that. One of them being airline seating. But he's very into like audio transcription and how good that's gotten with the LLM stuff. And I think he names a product in here, one that he is also an investor in. Forget what it said what's it called? Some whisper-ish thing, possibly with the whisper. I don't actually know. But he thinks that the keyboard is on its way out, or it was like a mistake. It was a mistake altogether. Like we made a mistake and should have been doing transcription all along. So the dude is into transcribing and writing via their vocal cords.
Well, I feel like audio only really came into computers, like in the 80s, Topher? Isn't that when audio came in? That's when they started doing like the, all that stuff with computer stuff? No? I feel like that's when a lot of audio stuff came in. But it's definitely gotten better. Like I've been using the 11 Labs stuff, and the Whisper stuff that's like the open source stuff is just not good. I mean, it is if you put it on high mode, but it's just not nearly as good as some of the newer stuff, I would say. But to get rid of the keyboard entirely, I don't know about that, man. What did Scoresby say?
He says that he doesn't really imagine the vocal input will be the way that we interact with our devices. And I would agree with that. There's like privacy issues. There's, if you have any kind of empathy for the people around you, usually make a little less noise and don't want to interrupt like their senses to have input to yours. And so Yeah, I would say there are a number of reasons why I think vocal input is probably not great. But we've seen some like newer devices. I shared one like a year ago, I think. But there's a device where you kind of you think that you actually think about speaking, and it's like measuring brain waves and does a pretty decent job of reconstructing what you're going to say. And I imagine there are other ones where you could like kind of hum what you're going to say, like some approximation, and then it probably wouldn't be too interruptive. But it feels less precise. Like you have less control, and you're relying on a machine to interpret. Either way, you're kind of relying on a machine to interpret your intent exactly. And I find it a little bit easier to communicate.
Wait, you use a
in other
keyboard
ways.
though? Don't you have like a really expensive keyboard?
No, I have a pretty moderately priced keyboard, about probably as expensive as your Apple one.
Is it
But-
the one that goes like this? You have the one that's two sides, or is that?
I have one that's split. I have a split
Yeah.
keyboard
That's the one, right?
that's a keyboard that I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like super keyboard person or anything. I just that was like a more comfortable keyboard than the Apple one.
Topher, do you have an expensive keyboard?
I have a few.
Oh wow, Topher uses a few. Why? Just because there's comfortability?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carpal tunnel, man.
Carpal tunnel. He has to save his wrist for the boat. Yeah, I'm kind of I like the old school keyboards because I like to lift my fingertips high when I'm typing. I like to feel the, the weight of a key. But
Yeah, a lot of people.
I
claim that.
don't think. But to be honest, I don't know. Well, let's go into Wumble's question here because I think he has a question that we're probably going to answer. Do you see yourself ever stopping using a keyboard, or are they going to have to pry it from your cold, dead hands, Keyan?
If I find that not using a keyboard is better than using one, I'll not use a keyboard. I haven't really experimented much with any of the recent audio transcription stuff.
What if
but
this guy comes into the lab and says, "Throw away your keyboard, Keyan"?
I'll say, "Cars, Dad, get out of here."
He looks nothing like my dad. That's funny. So you're not throwing away your keyboard?
That's not what I said, but
Oh, you're gonna wait for the mental implant. I feel like you're more cyborg. You'll wait for the Elon, right? The brain plant.
sure, yeah, yep.
Did you ever? But I remember early on when because we have somebody that comes in on Tuesday sometimes, and he'll bring his Vision Quest, or what is it called, the Apple Vision thing, and he
Vision
doesn't
Pro.
use a keyboard with that. He just kind of.
I think it has a keyboard. It has a virtual keyboard in it.
He just kind of visions it up. So I definitely think there will probably be people that will. I don't know. I kind of feel a little bit. Kind of feel like there might be a future where there is no keyboards, but I don't see them going away. Just like I don't see like remotes going away from TVs. It's kind of like how I feel. Maybe they'll go away for some, just like you don't use remotes and you use your phone for your remote these days. But I feel like mostly everybody probably has, a remote with their TV. I kind of feel like the same way with the computer. It's kind of similar.
Yeah, I think the remote is a nice analogy. It's pretty close. Like, will we be talking to our TVs to tell it what to do? And
You can already, like with the Roku stuff.
yeah, you can. But is that the only means? You've been able to do that for a while. I don't see the remotes going away. So I think we'll be in a similar situation here.
Yeah, Wumble, that's kind of what we got. But I'm not going to say I will ever stop using it. I'm not going to go that far because I think if there was something better, I probably would switch. And I think you're saying the same thing too, right?
Yeah, if it's better than using a keyboard. I think the main problem with speech versus writing and like this kind of slower, more intentional thing of being on a keyboard is that you're thinking more while you're producing output, and therefore your output tends to be like higher quality and more thoughtful. And so that trade-off might never be worth it, even if the voice transcription is really good. Depends on what you're doing. If you care about the result, being more slower and intentional and more thoughtful is probably worth it. But I don't know.
All right, we're going to jump into the AI story that we have this week. This one is a little flocked up. So this one's called Too Little, Too Late. Flock admits their technology needs reform. he's the founder. He doesn't appear to be. I was surprised that they actually have unleashed flock throughout Austin. Did you know that?
I do know that they have flock cameras in Austin. Yeah.
So he kind of walks through the whole thing of what these flock cameras do, where they're at. Even some of the places that I've walked down the street here in downtown have flock cameras that I didn't even realize were flock cameras. But they're out there. They're definitely out there. So one of the things that he does mention, he says that they kind of screwed up, and they screwed up on the side of law enforcement. So it turns out that in order for you to get a flock camera and to get access to the videos that it records, you need a warrant for it. And they still hold that mandate, whatever. But one of the things that they have noticed is people that work, and he talks about it here. Yeah, right here. So he says that there are people that are taking advantage of this technology, where they're literally like, these are just normal people who work in and around. Yeah, there it goes right there. Work in and around the cops and, like, law enforcement and stuff like that. That they'll go and like search these systems for people. So let's say, hypothetically, this is hypothetical. Let's say I have a friend that works, at the police department or something. I can call him up and be like, "Hey, I'm about to buy this vehicle from somebody. Can you run this license plate and make sure?" He says that's a reoccurring thing that they see. Something very similar to that. Same thing in courthouses. He's like, it's just rampant, he says. So that's kind of where they think that this is ultimately like a problem, because it's like, it's not being audited. No one's like going to jail for it. There's no like reprimand for it outside of just like, don't let me see you do that, kind of don't ask, don't tell sort of thing. So he talks about that, but I think the more scary thing is like the EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation. So they're the ones behind a lot of. Let me stop this. He's like talking to my ear. So they're the ones behind a lot of what we see as far as like reform on like the digital frontier. That I think they were like are they still a nonprofit, or because they were really popular in the 2000s? I remember growing up, like they were the ones who like were fighting back against the piracy stuff.
They still exist. I didn't believe they're a nonprofit.
They aren't a nonprofit?
They are a nonprofit. I don't know how else
they're not like a
money.
consortium or anything like that, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they are.
Anyway, so they actually brought this to light because one of the things that their whole mission is around is like making sure that people aren't getting taken advantage of on a lot of this kind of scary tech, to be honest. Like it's very Palantir-ish a little bit. And so they're basically sounding the alarm about this, and they think that ultimately that there needs to be some sort of new reforms nationwide around kind of what people are seeing with these flock cameras and these ALPRs, which are automated license plate readers. Because if you have this kind of misuse and this misconduct happening, just imagine like a scary boyfriend or a scary, ex-husband or something, like you abusing these things, like that could really scare a lot of people. Also, on the other side, if you have a scary, ex-wife or scary, ex-girlfriend who could, do all sorts of harm. So not trying to throw fear out there, but I think it's important to bring up because this was posted by Cointastical, and it really didn't get that much talked about outside of, Anyways, you got any thoughts on Flock? I know we've talked about it in the past. It's a super popular topic. I just found out today that's being used in Austin, so I'm going to start waving to them every time I pass by and just say, "Hey, yo, I'm here."
I don't have a whole lot to say. I learned about Flock being in Austin when there was that like that guy who was like going around with his friends and randomly shooting people.
Oh, really?
A few months ago, yeah. Because
is that how? No, they didn't find him with Flock, did they?
Well, they had turned them off, I guess, because like pending some kind of legislative action or something, and so they weren't able to use them. And that was like some of the PR around it.
I think the neighbor found those guys, though. I think we talked about it. It was actually the neighbor who found them.
Mm-hmm.
Flock didn't even do its job.
No, I think Flock claims it was disabled. That was my recollection of what happened around that period of time.
That's kind of where I go with this, Keon. Like, to be honest, I feel like a lot of this is just like laziness. It's good to have, in certain areas where there's like a high crime rate, but to throw it all over your city is kind of invasive, in my opinion. Like, it almost feels like, like overlordish a little bit, communistic a little bit, dare I say. But it for certain areas, I can understand why you would want it there. Like Sixth Street probably needs some cameras there because there's also kind of crazy shit that goes on over there. But to have it everywhere, like, doesn't really make a lot of sense for me.
Yeah, I would say my biggest concern with this kind of stuff is I think there's when people discuss it on the pro side, it's like, well, we get to prevent a lot of crime because we know everything that's happening everywhere in public. And that argument is pretty good and pretty effective because you can see how that is true. It probably does cause people to behave more within the rule of law or whatever. My issue is that it's not just, and he talks a lot about the access, like illegal access, things that they want to actually prevent. But I'd be more concerned about the legal access because as far as I know, or from what I imagine, the CIA and the FBI don't need warrants to be accessing these systems.
With the Patriot Act.
Yeah, warrantless searches, that kind of stuff. I imagine this is just all getting kind of piped in and is being used to profile with, like, everyone
and stuff.
And then there are situations where, if these systems, this is a private company, and we know like video fakes are a thing, and so if they want to get you for a crime now, they just they doctor a video that has you on 6th Street doing whatever, so that you end up in prison. That can happen. That can happen with cell phone footage too. But it becomes, I don't know. It's in general, I would say it nets out to not being good. And yeah,
that's kind of where, like, I think at the end of the day, just good old fashioned police work, and neighbors, say something, see something, say something type of thing. Like, I think it's on the people to protect your community. It's not on, this guy who's running all these cameras to protect you. It's on your neighbors. It's on your community. It's on each other to protect yourselves. I've always said that. I don't think this is going to change that, even with these cameras. I don't think that actually makes us safer, to be honest, because I can't depend on Flock if I get mugged, walking down the street. I'm gonna be like, Flock, help me. You're gonna be like, Flock off. Like, that's not gonna. No one's coming. That's why it's just like it's like security theater in a lot of ways.
But you might be able to catch the thief later as a result of Flock cameras.
So what? I'm dead. Like, it doesn't. Like, that's why I'm saying.
Well, if you live, or if whoever wants to go.
That's why I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's not. Like, I can understand if you're doing, like, there's like a murder or there's like a crime being committed, but usually those are in certain areas of the city, and you probably should have some cameras there, honestly. Like, you see them in the valley a lot. Like, there's always a lot of cameras, like in the valley, where there's a lot of crime being committed. But in a normal city, like, it doesn't make any sense. It just feels kind of overlordish. Anyway, you think it's too little, too late, or you think it still can be?
What's too little, too late?
Like, any kind of what we're saying, you think there will be any sort of change? Do you think, or you think the ship's already sailed?
About what? Which ship?
About Flock.
Has Flock's ship already sailed?
As far as it becoming, it is what it is. Now we're gonna have Flock in every city.
Yeah, it looks like that. I mean, I think this is just what governments and law enforcement in general want, is they want to be able to do all their work from a computer, like the rest of society. And that just seems to be the trend, even for law enforcement. And so they're gonna force upon us seemingly any technology that makes that possible for them, even if it inconveniences us. Like, all the KYC AML stuff is similar. It's just they want to digitize their entire work day, so that they don't actually have to do the hard part.
I think it's going to get worse when we get the robots. Like, once we get the RoboCops, they're just going to be all tapped into Flock. They're just going to be walking around with Flock intelligence, and then we're really screwed. You're not going to be able to have a little queef in the corner.
You queef a lot on your walks.
On your walks, you're not going to be able to fart because there's going to be a RoboCop.
Your tan skin.
There's going to be a RoboCop saying, "Hey, You got the flock in his face. Anyway, thought it was a good post. The other post I wanted to bring up before we get into the Luke Dasher stuff was how to get rich in America. Turns out, Keyan, there's a way to get rich in America. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
According to Kayla Scanlon, she wrote this amazing article. I heard it last night because they record it and then they also write it, so it's pretty perfect. Anyways, she basically talks about how to make money in America based on what she's seeing out there. She's a famous economist. She said right now there's two ways to make money: wages, salaries, and benefits from an employer. She says there's non-wage income like Social Security payments, retirement account disbursements, capital gains, self-employment income, alimony, gambling, money. She basically calls it like there's a whole YOLO folio of stuff that you can bet on. She said most Americans make most of their money from wages. According to the Minneapolis Fed, median American pulls $3,000 from non-wage income per year, but about $37K in wages. And then she explains how this is happening, why this is happening, and she did mention, which I think a lot of us know, that as you get older, you tend to get richer. So as you grow, you get richer, and mostly grow rich from stocks and like pensions and stuff that you've just invested in over time. But she said that noting that the median household's net worth has roughly doubled in real terms since the mid 1990s, driven by surge in stock prices and home prices. She said, so how do you get rich? She said 42% of the non-wage income for the top 1% comes purely from capital gains from stocks. The second biggest component is S Corp income, which she says that the Fed researchers note as the labor in the economic sense. It's definitely a form of what we would consider work. She said for older households, their non-wage income is a reflection of their work, and they've done this through Social Security payments and retirement accounts. It's kind of interesting too, because when I look at my family and the people that are normal and not in the Bitcoin space, I would say this actually is pretty accurate. Like it's mostly just wages, retirement, Social Security, maybe some bingo nights here and there, and maybe some like Robinhood trades. As far as you know what I mean? I feel like this is very accurate of like how a normal person gets rich in America these days. She goes even more into like the labor versus capital markets. She talks about the 1980s when like the boomers got handed basically the world because they've been able to buy up everything since then. She talks about paychecks, all sorts of things. It's like a four piece essay, but it's really good, worth reading. This was an interesting one. So she even talks about how sports betting competes with investing for Gen Z dollars, and how she sees like Gen Z is the highest directly investing in like sports betting, as opposed to like millennials or even Gen X or boomers. So it's like, where's Gen Z investing everything in? And they're like literally doing it from the different sports betting games, the predexes, those sorts of things. You got any thoughts on this?
No, really. Seems pretty.
Anything stand out here?
No, nothing super surprising. It sounds like kind of normal, like normal haves versus have-nots type of thinking along the lines of savings. So
yeah, she even mentioned that like Mr. Beast has like, every one of his like popped off videos has to do with money. And it just kind of shows that there's just this like fictitious world being built for the Zoomers and for society. And to me, it doesn't come off nihilistic, or it doesn't come off like have nots versus have. It almost feels like just a report of like what's going on based on her research, which I appreciate, because it's like it's not trying to sway you one way or another. It's just reproducing what she's seeing out there. She even goes into like hard work and stuff like that. And anyways, thought I'd share it. How to Get Rich in America. Definitely worth reading this weekend if you have time. It's about 30-minute read. It's pretty long. Cool. The next one I'm going to jump into is Keyan's post. Luke Dash Jr. Keyan, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, well, I told Carr that I wanted to cover general BIP 110 stuff, so we had a few stories in like the top 20 or so that were related to BIP 110, but the BIP 110 mandatory signaling activated over the weekend on Saturday. And it's clear that the overwhelming majority, the super majority, the 99% of the network did not, I guess 99% of the network, at least measured in terms of miner, did not follow the BIP 110 chain. And so BIP 110 ended up with a very small minority of hash power. But following that, Luke Dasher was taken off of the BIP editor team. He also went on sabbatical. Him and Mechanic announced that they were going on sabbatical away from Ocean for a bit, presumably to work on their fork. Let's see, what else happened here? I think there's only been 4 blocks mined, and roughly a week has passed since blocks? The chain split.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's like how little hash power. It seems like there's only one pool by I think a single operator. There might be they might just be a group under one pool. The Roughnecks, and they seem to have mined all of those 4 blocks. Yet they are telling people not to continue mining because they've decided to do another hard fork on the BIP 110 chain and change the proof of work algorithm to be another hashing algorithm. They want to move away so that Bitcoin miners can't mess with their chain, which has very little hash power. And so they went through a pretty convoluted process to determine their next hashing algorithm. But I think they ended up with Blake 2B, which I think is more like most commonly used on the Sia coin, which I think is like a sort of like a storage chain.
Decentralized storage.
Yeah. But apparently those ASICs are not compatible with Bitcoin headers, and so they're probably going to start GPU mining, I would guess. I don't know where it goes, but that's kind of, I just wanted to give a small status update on BIP 110. That was pretty big. That had been kind of dominating Bitcoin consciousness for about a year.
Not my world. Yeah, not my world.
And now it's over. And this is how.
What was the Peter Todd thing? Did you?
Oh yeah, he just did a code review. Someone paid him to do a code review of BIP 110 and see if there was anything. If you weren't running a nonce node or weren't running a BIP 110 node, did you have anything to worry about? Was something gonna happen? Was there anything intentional in there that might try to cause more harm than the hard fork already did? That kind of thing is what he seemed to review it for. But he just kind of goes through all the changes in this blog post and describes them in more detail. Just like kind of an assisted code review if you don't want to do it yourself.
No. It's a lot.
Yeah, code review is a lot of work.
Great stuff. Yeah, I think. I mean, it was interesting. For last year when everybody was talking about this stuff, and I had said early on, I was like, "Oh, this is going to lead to a fork. There's going to be a coin on exchange. They're going to try to pump it." And I guess the only crazy thing I could say that will get people going will be I actually think it's probably going to work. So, and I said this the last time we talked about this. I definitely think it's going to lead to a forked coin of Bitcoin. And I think that if they get it to GPU, if they can get a GPU mine, if they get GPU mining on there, I don't know how they're going to do that, but if they figure that out, I think at that point, I think most people will run it. And I think at that point, people will participate in trying to gather some of this, whatever they decide to call it. And then at that point, it's just a patient waiting game when it comes to getting on exchange. And then that'll happen. And then, but so the only thing that I'm so there's that. And I've been saying that's what's going to happen for a while now, almost a year at this point, because it was obvious last year that's where it was headed, at least in my head. And I feel like now the only thing that worries me now, and I'm saying this early because I wouldn't say if I didn't believe that it's possible. I do get the sense though. I do get the sense that I do feel like what we're gonna see is if he doubles down, which he seems like a double down kind of person, like all in type of person. If he doubles down on this forked coin and they play the patient waiting game, I'm talking about like 10 years plus. Yeah, dude, I don't see how this doesn't turn into another option, just like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Satoshi Vision or whatever they decide to name this thing. I don't think that hurts Bitcoin. And that's not what I'm saying. I just think like that's the only scary thing is like it turns into something over time.
Isn't that what it already is?
No, right now it's still like they don't really have the from what you've told me, what I've seen in Stacker.News, it doesn't seem like they have the like they're going up mountain now. Like, you know, for the longest time they were at base camp, and I don't know if I watch a lot of hiking stuff. They're at base camp, so that everything was safe. You know, now they're climbing up mountain, and I think as long as they can keep climbing up mountain, which they're doing right now, and keep taking rocks flying through them and stuff like that, I think once they get to the next base camp, they're going to be pretty good. And that's the scary thing. It's like this could probably turn into a whole nother Bitcoin chain and possibly even like a thing. The only thing I don't understand is how is the whole lightning thing going to play out with this? That's the thing that I'm kind of confused about. So maybe somebody technical who watches this can explain that, because I'm more curious. Like, okay, so if they run this whole thing, does the Lightning Network work on it, and like how does that interact with?
The Lightning Network will work on it.
But will you still but how though? Will it be
it's a separate Lightning Network.
Oh, okay, so they'll have their own sats, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. But you wouldn't be able to sat across the Lightning Network and then Luke's Lightning Network, basically, right?
You might be able to, kind of like how Taproot assets work, with where you can have like a channel where you have someone who has regular Bitcoin channels, and you have someone with like BIP 110 channels, like if they write a node that allows them to do that.
Yeah.
And then so their peers can send them with BIP 110 coin, and then they will send regular Bitcoin on their behalf. So you can have that kind of thing potentially going. I don't know of anyone attempting to run Lightning nodes right now on BIP 110, but a normal, like for most people, they don't even have to worry about it. But if someone is a BIP 110 person and also likes Lightning, but I'm not really sure Luke or Mechanic are too into Lightning. I think Chris Guida might be. Then they might try to create their own Lightning network. BIP 110 Lightning network, and that would mostly be its own separate thing, unless someone comes out with Taproot asset like multi-asset channels stuff.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So that's the only thing that kind of gets me, turning. At least my mind is like I'm thinking through it all. Like right now, they're taking a lot of crap, and but I do think if he doubles down, like it seems like he does, and I'm laughing because like dude, some of the stuff he says on Twitter is just wild, bro. If he doubles down, man, I think like if he digs his feet in and like a tree, I think people are underestimating what this actually turns into, personally, and I'm definitely not underestimating that, because I do see how it could turn into a whole nother thing.
Yeah, but your estimation of it is it turns into like a Bitcoin Cash or
you give it 10 years or whatever.
But most people consider that like an outright failure, like an absolute.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then I guess that's a failure. But I mean, if they're going to be making a F ton of money doing it, I mean, more power to them. No one cares about that.
Would they? I don't know.
Well, Bitcoin Cash, people made a lot of money on that. Roger Ver made a lot of money on that. I mean, she probably lost a lot of money too and made a lot of enemies, but I'm sure he made a lot of money too as well.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So? I don't know how the fork worked out for them financially. My limited understanding was that most of the people who supported Bitcoin Cash around the fork time mostly lost a bunch of money because they were converting all of their Bitcoin into Bitcoin Cash. Maybe they've learned from this and they won't do that, and they'll just simply dump BIP110 coin on whoever they get to follow that chain, and that might allow them to make money on it.
Because I think then it just turns into like an Ethereum or something, right? It just turns into another coin like that. Basically.
I think it maybe more like a Litecoin, because the reason why, I mean, like Bitcoin Cash had, like, their differentiator, right, was that they had bigger blocks, and so they had like lower transaction fees. And then also, like, no one used it, so transaction fees were really low. And then you have things like, I think Bitcoin SV, that was more so like kind of an Ethereum like Bitcoin chain, where they tried to do like more smart contracting data stuff. But their BIP110 chain is like explicitly about kind of doing the opposite in either of those cases, where they're trying to like limit functionality, even valid like payment functionality. They are interested in sort of limiting it because it's a vector for stuff that they don't like. So I don't know who goes to that chain.
I don't know. It just gets really interesting. That's all I'm saying is, like, now that they've gone through it all and they've all that's happened, and I think now it just gets like really more scarier than anything, personally.
What does it get scary? Why is it scary?
Because I think then this leads to like actual division, and I think right now you're not seeing any division, obviously, because it's just like two people or whatever. But I think at some point it turns into actual division, kind of what you saw with like Ethereum back in the day.
I don't think there was much division among Bitcoin Cash people. They just kind of they forked off their chain, and they forked off socially, and they were just completely their own thing. And I think,
yeah, but this is like a developer that was highly regarded. He was like speaking at all these conferences. Like, this guy was like, I mean, get like a year ago, right? Like,
it's true of several people that forked off of Bitcoin.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to drive here is that, like, the fact that he has a following is a thing created by the industry or the ecosystem, whatever. So that's true. We know that's true. And then so it's not going to be hard for him to have other developers follow him, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, other developers will follow him, but they won't be Bitcoiners. They'll be BIP110 people, and they'll be clearly divided from the rest of Bitcoin, like, social life. So I don't see that there's no division. It's just a clean break, and they are their own country now, and they're with their own countrymen.
I don't see it that way. I honestly don't. I think that's what people want to believe is going to happen, but I don't. I'm a pragmatist. I'm a realist, and I don't think that's how it's going to play out, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that is the pragmatic or real point of view. I think either way, it's speculation, but I think based on past examples, which I think is the best we can do, the opposite of that happens.
Yeah, but Roger Ver was like, he was just a corporate.
But it's not just Roger Ver. There were a lot of there were past forks that were from, and Bcash was actually a popular chain. This is, by comparison to Bcash, this is horrendously unpopular, like terribly unpopular. So it doesn't even have like that much. They didn't even have that much buy-in from anyone. But Mike Hearn, I think, created Bitcoin Unlimited. There are a few other, and he was contributing to core for a long time, like Luke. So I just don't see how that's true, where we're still intermingling and we're
it'd be good
in fisticuffs.
It'd be good to, and I'm not defending them or anything. I would be good to get a Jimmy Song post on this, like, to talk about how what the developer scene was back then with the Ethereum folks and like some of these other people that decided to do their own thing. I'd be curious to see if there was division at that time, if there was a group of people that left Bitcoin. I would imagine so. I remember when I was doing shitcoin podcasts, like back in the day, I interviewed one of the guys from, what was it called? Dex or Dsex, or I forget what shitcoin it was. And he had said that they were like working, this could all be lies because they're shitcoiners, but he was saying that they were like working with the core people and stuff like that. But that could have all been bullcrap, So that's what I'm trying to say is, like, I'd be curious to get a write up from like somebody who was back then, because that's my biggest fear is, like, okay, so it's one thing if you fork off and that's a thing. It's another thing if you fork off and then you're taking developers with you. Like, we don't even have that many developers working in Bitcoin and Lightning. And then on top of that, like, all the ones that were interested are now doing AI stuff. So to me, it just feels like this is where it could drain the ecosystem. So That's all I'm trying to say.
I haven't seen many developers actually take the side of BIP 110. There's Luke, and there's like a handful of other. There's a handful, maybe less than a handful, a fingerful of developers who have joined BIP 110. That's the origin of the whole pleb slop thing. It was a lot of like non-technical people trying to get into technical arguments about BIP 110 versus core, and instead of doing the work of understanding all the technicalities, they would just feed it into an LLM and then argue via an LLM, and that's pleb slop. Yeah, and so I just don't think there's not a lot of buy-in. Period. I just don't any fear around this fork is I fear for Luke and anyone who is on Luke's side. Not getting what they think they're going to get or what they want. Maybe that's that sucks for them. But I think in general this is good for Bitcoin that people who had a lot of bad ideas and behaved poorly among the community are gone. They're on another chain, and
I think
discredited.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. I mean, we'll be covering this every week, I'm sure, because there's nowhere near over, from what I can tell.
It's pretty much over.
But yeah, okay. So let's say I'm just painting this in your head because like we do the show every week, and I'd be curious and I don't care about this stuff, to be honest. The only reason I'm talking about it is because you brought it up today. I can give two craps about it. All I'm saying is 2 weeks from now, a month from now, whatever it is, Keyan, they do the other fork or whatever, and then they switch to GPU mining, and then it's on its way. Are we talking about it on the show, or are we not? Or we ignore? I'm pretty sure it's going to show up on Stacker.News.
There probably won't be zero stories about it, but they'll be like, oh, they actually upgraded to their GPU thing, and there might be, oh, they mine this many blocks, and then
so you're not going to want to talk about that at that time.
No, I'm not saying I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just saying it's not going to be.
That's why I'm saying like the whole
it's going to be more of like Topher ate a sandwich today rather than Topher is trying to take my sandwich from me. Like
sometimes he eats sushi too. But no, what I'm trying to say is that drives my point. You just proved my point that we are still going to keep talking about it, and because,
but not to the same degree. In a way that's like what's the weather today? Not in a way like there's a tornado that's going to hit my house right now. That's the way BIP 110 has been talked about until now, and so it'll mostly just be this kind of thing that we discuss casually. Like, did you see what they did? Do you see what they're like? Kind of the way we talk about Bcash and things that happen with Bcash and
I never
Craig
talk about
Wright.
Bcash.
but several years removed. Obviously, we don't talk about it now. It's several years removed. Like you and I didn't even meet until several years after that fork happened. But around that time, we would be like, "Oh, this is what they're doing now. Look at the opcodes."
Okay, so you think we'll be talking about it for like another year? But after they have their own community and their own development and their own conferences,
we'll talk about them like they're a separate people. Like you and I talk about China.
I mean, we'll see.
Like,
China's pretty close. Well, no, we'll see. We'll see.
Close.
You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I want to believe what you're saying is going to happen a year from now. Like it'll just be their own ecosystem, and they have their own developers, and they have their own conferences and all that stuff. But I think for the interim, I'm kind of scared, to be honest.
Oh.
They're dug in pretty deep, man.
Yeah, I'm mostly scared for them.
So yeah, you covered everything here. Did you cover them going on hiatus or?
Yeah, we discussed that.
Okay, you already talked about that. All right, cool. That's everything there, pretty much. All the Luke stuff. The other stuff I want to bring up real quick because next week we're going to be in Guadalajara, baby. Well, at least I am, and yeah, we're gonna be talking about a lot of this stuff. I'm curious to get everybody else's thoughts. So Gustavo's going to be there. He does the Bitcoin OpTech podcast. So I'm going to definitely talk to him about all these crazy theories I have. Would love to hear what he's going to say. But yeah, come check it out. If you're in Mexico, if you're a stacker in Mexico, use this code Stacker and get 21% off. Straight up shill. And then I'll be doing an SNL, and I'll bring on a guest. We'll see. Should be fun. And then we're also going to be eating at this place. It's apparently they take Bitcoin there at this place.
It's a bar, huh?
It's a bar / pizzeria in Mexico. So I'm excited about that. Apparently the owner is a Bitcoiner and uses Phoenix. So how cool is that?
Cool. Does he accept BIP 110 coin? I know they're big BIP 110ers there.
Keyan?
Wow.
I don't know. There's no coin, so I don't know, he has Phoenix. Anyway, I want to talk about that. And then the last thing I want to bring up was Zap.Cooking. So these boys have been working hard on cooking with Zaps, and they finally launched in the Google Play Store. Yeah, it's been really cool. We've been working with them for startup school, and yeah, I'm really excited to see them take this and now get it to the App Store now. So it's been really exciting to see. But if you haven't tried Zap.Cooking, you should definitely give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. If you they're doing videos now, so they'll Seth will go inside the app. He'll be like, "Oh, I have this, this, and this." He'll tell Sheffy his little AI thing, and they'll say, "You should make this," and then it'll print out the recipe. So they're going to be releasing on iOS here pretty soon too.
Who do you zap?
I think that's just the name. But yeah, you can zap Sheffy. So they have here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Cooking. So they have a thing here where I can't log in, but you have a thing here where you can look at these different recipes. Go here. It loads. So you have here like this thing here, like the no yogurt piri piri sauce. It'll show you how to make it. If you want to zap the creator of this recipe, you can. You also can do some other really cool stuff around the Sheffy thing, which I think is the most coolest thing. Is that you could, let's say hypothetically this was a food post, so I could zap Sheffy here and ask, "Hey, what is this? How do you make it?" Stuff like that, and then it'll automatically read the image and then give you a recipe for it. So it's little small stuff like that. They're definitely moving more in the food culture, with using different useful ways of trying to get people paid for recipes. And to be honest, like once you talk to Seth, you realize like this guy's really into food, into recipes. So it's kind of like,
How does he sit on smash burgers?
oh, I've never asked him that. That would be really interesting. He'd probably be for him. I think most people are for smash burgers.
I think it's just smash, not smashed.
They taste smashed. Anyways, check it out. Zap.Cooking. They have it on the web, but definitely on the mobile is probably where it's going to be the best. Cool. And that's all my posts this week. I think we covered up everything. Oh, well, we can do this at the end. Let's jump into the top Cowboys, baby. Keyan up, dude. You know what I'm seeing these days? I'm seeing from the stackers. These stackers are taking this seriously.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It's one of the most popular segments in Bitcoin.
Well, yeah, I want to have a popular.
But
segment,
no, I'm seeing people
seriously.
now like on Nos. I saw a post on Nos the other day where somebody like screenshotted how many cowboy hats or how many days they had, and then it was like, "I'm coming for you" type of thing. It's getting. You think the Bitcoin 10 controversies big?
Yeah, watch out. There might be some wrench attacks.
There might be some cowboy attacks.
People trying to steal their cowboy hats.
Anyway, yeah. We got Coob number 2. We don't know who number 1 is, but I suspect I know who that is. I'm flocking you. That's right. I'm using it in a slang way. I think I know who that flocker is. I got Indisciplined number 3. You guys are pretty. No, you're about 100 days off. He'll never catch you. We got Blue Boog. Oh yeah, Boog and Discipline. This is kind of where it's at. I don't see Boog ever losing, and I don't see Indiscipline ever losing. But you never know. Gray Ruby's right behind Boog. So even if Undisciplined falls, Gray Ruby's right behind him. And then Scoresby, 438. We got OT 202. We are also Satoshi 182. It's getting close here. Satwise 86. Public Enemy 55. We got Wumble.
Like 43 days.
43. Simple Stacker 37 right behind him. And Simple Stacker is he's an OG stacker at this point, right?
Been around a long
How
time.
long has he been around? Yeah, since 22. Yeah, he is OG. He's an OG stacker. Yeah, I like Simple Stacker's post. I got Simple Stacker. Then we got Guerra Total 36. So he's like right there neck and neck with Simple Stacker. And then 117 is 30. And then all these people in hiding. And then Franny 25. So it gets really interesting right here. As soon as you get over here to the 10 mark, anything from 10 to I would say about 18 can change on a dime. Looks like Wumble's definitely trying to come up there. What do you think, Keyan? Do you think Wumble will ever get in the top 10?
Yeah, why not? I believe him. I mean, he's pretty close already. I mean, yeah, and it's just like requires a handful of people to step out. So 3 people lose their spot above him.
I wonder what this person number is, because this person's 55. Public Enemy is 55, and then Satwise is 86. Then somewhere here it's around 60 or 70. So yeah, and we've seen people fall off. I remember when Tony Giorgio was on here, he was like number 2, wasn't he?
Yeah, he like rage quit Stacker.News.
And then he rage quit after that. So I've seen people.
I think he left. He was so upset by losing his cowboy hat, he went and pivoted to AI. Like that's. I believe that's my understanding of the story. That's what I've heard.
He's probably watching this. Yeah, he's probably not watching.
He's definitely not.
Tony,
watching.
if somebody tells you, hey, they talked about
he's
you
watching
today.
like an AI generator.
No, but there's people that will say like, hey, they talked about you today, Tony. Well, Tony, I'm just telling you, give your boy a call. I miss you. And then the other thing I would say is, no, I think Tony was top 5, and then he literally went up to you and personally said, hey, dude, like, let me have my cowboy hat back. And you told him no to his face. I remember because I was there.
Yeah,
and then
he's like, I'm pivoting to AI.
No, and then he quit Stacker.News.
And he's like, you know what?
Then, never saw
Bitcoin isn't for me.
Anyways, that's all the.
And then he moved to. Then he had to move away too. Socks. Seeing all the cowboy hats around Texas, he had to move.
Socks number 16
out of Texas.
Trying to move on past this.
Real sad. What happened?
Real Bitcoin doggy. 3 days. It's pathetic doggy. What are you doing there? Come on, stack it up. Even I'm right behind you, Real Bitcoin doggy, 2 days.
Dang, look at that.
No, I'm just, dude. I've been so busy, dude.
You have a new excuse every time. It's great. Well, no, it's the same.
So
excuse,
busy, dude. And when I'm on, dude, when I'm not doing anything, I'm on Stacker.News. Let's just for you guys to know that Car's on Stacker.News. He's farting around. He's queefing everywhere. He's just not doing jack.
I'm not sure you know what a queef is.
It's a fart. And then we got a lot of people. Solomon Satoshi, your favorite stacker, one day. How does he only have one day though? He's like on Stacker.News every day. That's wild.
I don't really know. Maybe like calling people Zionists.
Oscar. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the fountain stuff right after this. The creations. Phil, is that you? What's going on here, Phil? And then even Pleb Lab's showing up. Boom, right there.
Wow.
We got Bitcoin news too. Woo! Got some heavy hitters now. Coins Reporter. Wow. Uncle Jim. Clench Wallet. What is Clench Wallet? What is Clench Wallet?
They contributed to Crew's bounty where he wanted to.
Oh, really? Is it a wallet or?
I don't really know.
Oh, they were doing a D-Whirlpool or something? Oh, interesting. Oh, that could be cool. Check it out. Clench Wallet. Who else do we have? Oh, Code. Is it Code or Cody? Code?
I would say like Cody.
Okay. And then the last one is Agent at Work. And they posted
Slop.
Websites are prompt inject. Oh, is this slop?
Some great slop. Yeah.
Is this Stacker slop? Is that what we're calling this?
Pleb slop.
Why does it get called pleb slop? Well, should it be called Stacker slop?
I guess you could call it stacker slop, but they're not a stacker. They haven't
he could
anything.
be. He could be a stacker.
They didn't stack anything. They've
Is
only spent money.
Is this Stacker slop?
Spender slop.
Undisciplined. Watching Boog. Is Stacker slop a thing? I didn't know it was a thing. Keyan, the only reason I know this is Stacker slop is because you're saying it is, and I never thought it was.
You didn't think it was slop?
No.
It's pretty obviously slop.
But if it's slop that I'm reading, though, is it
still slop? Just means you like slop.
Or I'm just like reading. Anyways, that's all we have for the top Cowboys. We're gonna jump into the end, which is where we talk about some stuff. Let me get back there. All right, yeah, here it goes. So the other thing I wanted to share was this year. So a few weeks ago, this is more like just for the podcast. So we're done talking about the news. So a few weeks ago, Apple Podcasts launched, a few months ago, handful of months ago, they released video features. And so Fountain, I had pinged Oscar, like, hey, do you know if this will be compatible with Fountain? Because Fountain was doing video stuff with their podcast. And at the time, he responded back. He's like, "No, it's not going to happen because they're using something different." And then he sent me an update this week and saying, "No, actually, they are supporting." So I don't think we covered this on the show, but they are. You can now publish Fountain podcasts. They now show up in Apple. So all the podcasts that we've ever done, Keyan, they've all been video. So now they show up in Apple.
Oh, sweet.
So I went ahead and got that set up today. So when I go here, so yeah, he told me that, and I messaged him saying thank you. And then he went ahead and uploaded. So Oscar went ahead and uploaded all our old Stacker News Live videos. So if you go now to Stacker News Live on Apple Podcasts, you'll see all the video stuff here. So I don't know if you could see that, but it's every video now is on there.
Cool.
From the beginning of time. Or maybe not from the beginning of time. Probably when we started doing video on Fountain. Yeah. Looks like
so, Oscar.
Yeah, I'd have to go back there. Maybe I can get my bot to do it. Anyways, really cool stuff. The other thing I wanted to bring up was if you watch a show, you can watch it on Fountain too as well. So we're on Fountain, and then you can watch the video there as well too. So just a little bit of house cleaning duties that we're doing.
Weren't they able to watch the video before?
So they were on YouTube and on Fountain, but now that there's Apple Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts is the RSS, or at least in my opinion, it's like one of the RSS. It's the place that everybody goes to for RSS standard, basically. Like if you're going to pull a podcast from somewhere, you're going to pull it from Apple first. And it's where we have all my podcasts I've ever done. I've always started on Apple first, and then I get them wherever they're going to go. Anyway, long story short, so now all the old Apple podcasts will have our video. So what I need to do at some point, probably won't be this week or next week. It'll probably be when I come back from Guadalajara. I'll rip all the videos that we have, and then I'll add them to Fountain, and then that should get them to what do you call it, to Apple, vice versa. So that way there's just a back channel of all the videos. So that way if you're ever viewing like Stacker News Live on a podcast, you're going to be able to see every single video that's ever been created. It's just a lot of work, but I'd rather do it now than like do it much later in the future. And then, yeah. Anyways, so let's read the comments. Oh, also, did you know? So I forgot to tell you this. So did you know that did you know Stacker News Live Apple Podcast? Did you know we only have one review? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know we had any reviews.
How sad is that?
I don't know. It's not that sad.
Who do you think wrote that review?
I don't know. I haven't read the reviews.
I know.
Did you read it?
I don't think I can read it.
Oh, there is no. It's not like it's just a rating, not a.
Oh, is it? Wow. Well,
Right.
at least they gave us a 5 rating.
Yeah, it sounds like they did us a solid.
I guess so.
So I bet most people though.
I would like to see the reviews.
I think we get those on our YouTube comments and on Stacker News itself.
Yeah, but it's mostly your dumb stuff.
That's
So
you're
maybe just-
insulting our audience. But
No, they're
that's okay.
telling us we're dumb.
Yeah, but I mean that's a review. So perhaps we don't want reviews because they would.
We don't want reviews because then they'll just say you're dumb.
We'll get a 1-star rating.
Hey man, it's hard. You think this is easy? It's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, if you guys hate us, make sure to stop by and give us a review.
No, stop. Stackers, don't do that. I only want good news, at least this week. The other thing I want to share was, the comments. Let's go to the comment section. This is from Blockchain Boog. It said some audio issues, but good episode. Thanks, fellas. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to figure out. I was telling Keyan before the show. So, Boog, I'm going to keep talking, and then I'm going to switch to this thing, and then you let me know if I stop. So I'm going to say Blockchain Boog. Blockchain Boog, 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 blockchain Boog. Could you hear that? Let me know. If you could hear that, then that means, the audio stuff is fixed. If you didn't hear that and it went silent, then that means I don't have it figured out yet. Then he said audio dropped right before discussing MBK deleting tweets for about a minute. Yeah, and I think it was when I switched to that SNL thing that he said Sap. That's pretty much all the comments.
We didn't get any on YouTube.
I didn't see any.
Oh,
I didn't see any this week.
all right.
That's pretty much the show, Keyan. What are you going to do this weekend?
Nothing. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to just do nothing. So probably what I'll do.
You're not going to go on a boat?
Keep it real.
You're going to go on the boat again?
No, I don't think so.
It's a good weekend to go on the boat.
I love going on.
Are you going on the boat again, Topher?
Thinking about it, yeah.
Oh wow, really? Dang. Do you go now every weekend?
It's been like that, yeah.
I mean, it's good weather, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why would you not?
Yeah, it's nice and cool. It's like relatively cool on the water.
Have you done it late at night yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Need to fix the lights first.
Can you fish out there or no?
I think you can, yeah.
Dude, we should go fishing. We should go fishing, Topher. Go to Academy, get some rods, then go fishing. I wonder what they use for bait over here in the lake, though. I've never fished on a lake before.
Isn't it always worms? Or
No, you see shrimp in the Gulf.
oh,
You can actually. One time we got like a piece of chicken leg, like a raw chicken leg, and then you put it like in a crab net, and they love that stuff.
yeah. I think they can smell the protein basically.
Yeah.
So you can pretty much
Yeah, I love
fish with
chicken.
anything. But some of them they have certain kinds of diets. Like some fish eat other fish. Maybe some other fish eat shrimp.
Mm.
I don't know though. I'm not a marine biologist.
Oh
yet.
wow, I didn't even see this. The Luigiano, he pleaded guilty. Oh crap, dude, breaking. Oh wow, he pleads guilty. The guy that shot the CEO, Keyan, this United Healthcare CEO, pleaded guilty.
Yeah, I saw it. It's been on Stacker.News all day.
What did he get for it?
I think this is just his plea.
Oh wow, so he's not even trying to deny it.
Apparently not.
Wow, that's wild. Oh, so they haven't like sentenced him yet.
No, I don't think so. Siggy says, yeah, doesn't. It's not like you see on TV in federal court. There is no like promises that the prosecution can make about
What does that
like
mean?
sentencing. Like I think how like on TV, what you'll do is the prosecution will come to the defense and say, well, if you plead guilty, we'll recommend in sentencing to the judge that you only get like a year of community service or something. And so what Siggy is saying in federal court, you can't do that. And because I think the sentencing doesn't come from the prosecution, it comes from the judge themselves. I
Oh,
guess.
so the reason that so Undisciplined asked him, what's the incentive to plead guilty then? And then Siggy said one of the guideline categories is called acceptance of responsibility. He gets full credit for pleading before trial. He probably hopes to either get anything less than life or maybe a better prison designation from the judge. I think the threat of a death penalty was hanging over his head. I don't think that is realistic in New York court, state or federal anyway. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So he thinks he could just get a better,
not get the death penalty.
better prison, first time offender, all that sort of thing. Plus, not like he's already made. Yeah, wild, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been following this case much. I did follow it like the day it happened, and then like shortly after when they caught him. But
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about it last year. I didn't think he was actually going to plead guilty for it. I thought it was going to be a long, drawn out thing, but I don't know, man. These Gen Zers are different. Why are you smiling?
I don't know because I think it's like kind of a non sequitur. I don't think it has anything with Gen
Oh,
Z.
dude, it's totally. He's a Gen Z like kid. I mean, he's a kid. He's like 28 years old. I mean, he's not a kid, but you
I
know
don't
what I mean?
debate. I'm not debating like his age or the generation he belongs to. Just that it has anything to do with his behavior.
I mean, did you have? I don't think there's. I would love to. Maybe Siggy knows. Has there ever been like people like admitting guilt before stuff like this? I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Why would? Yeah, of course there are.
But like this though,
The rules
But
are
like a
st-
really national case, like usually people plead not guilty.
I think they probably usually do plead not guilty, but I would guess there are a number of them that plead guilty.
Yeah, I would just wonder if this would be more like a new trend we see. That's all I'm saying.
Hopefully not, because that would mean that people are going to kill each other in a way where it's like a national story.
Well, if there's flock cameras, then
Maybe they won't.
we'll
We'll only have faked videos about killings.
Wild times, man.